It's finally time for round one. We're supposed to meet in the El Dorado briefing room, but we've still got a bit of time. We could stock up on supplies in town.
There's a teleporter that takes you straight to the city. It's so sci-fi.
And so you can actually go to Neo Metropolis Centrado. So although it is day one of Ragnarok, I suspect we won't actually be doing the match in this episode because there's plenty to explore in the future, which has not yet been destroyed by the second stage children, and thus you can have a proper look around and make your millions when you return to your own time by reporting on what the future is like with accurate predictions. Just go through all of the lottery results from the past 300 years, or however far in the future we are. I think we're 300 years in the future? I don't quite remember all of a sudden, but still communicating with Miss Hills across a time period of 300 asterisk years. And talking about ice cream that never melts. Yep, you can tell this is the relaxed episode before things get serious. And oh boy, do they get serious or what? Ragnarok, before we've even got into it, I'm just going to say, is possibly the best arc in the entire Inazuma 11 series, both the game and the anime. If you were to ask me what's the best part of the entire Inazuma 11 series from an anime perspective, I would tell you either Ragnarok, which to be fair covers quite a lot of episodes, it is a pretty big arc in its own right, or the other one that really hits with me is the match against Italy in Season 3. Not so much the Inazuma 11 3 game, that's, you know, you win instead of it being a draw, which is what makes that so good. But nevertheless, look at everyone just talking about Perfect Cascade as their heroes. It really puts a different spin on how we've been treating these guys throughout the game. That guy's complimenting Chairman Argos as well. There are football battles that you can do here in the future. Tell you what, I might as well even do one just to show what the players of the future look like. They do look rather like members of the second stage children, actually. Faye, you can take the lead on this one because this is your time period after all. I love the backgrounds as well. It is kind of done in a way that makes it not conflict with the future scene in Inazuma 11 3 as well, because that was the first Inazuma 11 game that let you go to the future. Not quite this far. I think the future that Canon Evans was from, I don't have enough TP for a special move now, whoops. But yeah, Canon's future was kind of 100 years from now, hence Canon being Mark Evans' great-grandchild. But yeah, this one much further ahead. Anyway, whoops, this match has definitely gone on longer than I expected to, so if you could put an end to it with, tell you what, I can't honestly remember if I've showed this in the Let's Play so far. I know I've recorded it with Soul in the bonus content I've been recording alongside, and that may have confused me. Let's Miximax and Armify Sicker. The Armify part isn't necessary to showcase what I'm about to do, but it just adds a bit of extra power. Thundertaker. Maybe I have already showed this off, maybe I haven't. It certainly covers in the Soul Daystar video. I probably called him Sore a few minutes ago. If I did, I apologise, but 660 power. There we go. That was a much more complicated random encounter than I was expecting, but Armified Miximax Bylong has shot me. The most powerful airgun shot yet. And we get the binary kit for it. That's a decent little drop. It looks quite nice. Hey, we're even going to recruit someone for the future. That might genuinely be really useful. I'm glad I showed this now. Doodad has joined us because the whole thing about Ragnarok is that you're splitting your team into 3 with some extras from Protocol Omega, but we don't really have enough players to create 3 unique teams. So despite having only just been recruited now, I think Doodad might actually get a bit of screen time. He's probably only like level 5, so he can't exactly be great, but maybe I'll give him one of these move manuals. I've already got Odin's sword. I must use that on somebody because I love that move, and I was just talking about the Italy football match at the start of this episode, so no, let's have a think about it. Who would benefit the most from having Odin's sword? Most of our players do already have shots of some kind, and most of the players who do not already have shots don't exactly need more. It would be fitting on Roma, but I don't really use him enough to justify it. Oh, dude, that's level 1. That's even worse. I don't think I could justify that particular wastage then. I definitely want to give it to someone. I mean, Riccardo has got the Italian accent, and Odin's sword is an Italian move, so I think that's going to be the one. I can't use Ephemeral Boost for everything. This is not the right menu, but we can have a look. It's the much more complete now list of moves. Hey, look at the Typhoon, that's Hurley Kane over there. And I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago as well. Now that we've got almost everyone from the Ultimate 11, we can actually look at the menu and all of the nice official artwork that lies within. I do have all this official artwork saved, I just can't use it in layouts because it would spoil the Mix-and-Max before it's actually happened. So that's a bit of a shame, but there you go, Queen of Dragons getting involved and King Arthur. I'm honestly not sold on Arian's Mix-and-Max appearance, you know. I don't think it looks too great. The others, yeah, pretty brilliant, but that one doesn't quite hit as hard with me. It just makes him blonde and his hair looks a bit unclean and it's all a bit odd. Oh, we got Meteor Blade as well. That would actually... I'm not going to use it on my players here, but when I am doing the Soul Daystar video, I will probably give it to him because Meteor Blade was in his level up moveset in Go 1. Then he doesn't have it in this game because instead he has an even more fitting move from Inazuma 11 2. That being Atomic Flare. Ooh, that's a bit of a dodgy conversation to walk in on. Let's super dip from that one and listen to this guy's cutting edge technology and think that's the cutting edge technology of 300 years from now. So it's cutting, slicing, sword tip edge technology for our point in time. We do have another teleporter here, by the way. The journey continues as we go through Neo Metropolis to you because we have not been here in quite some time. To be honest, I myself forgot that you can go back here. Hey, look at that. 3 treasure chests that we can open because I did get the silver key, but hang on. No, it's blocked off. I guess you need to get to those chests by exploring the inside and then popping out through the door. Well, I will certainly try and look out for that then because I want to open the silver chests and everything that may be within that. A retro robot waiter this person wants. Well, I want that too. Something from the original run of Robot Wars, yes please. Anyway, so do we sneak in through the back door again? We can probably just walk through the front door, but I will have to try that some other time. Is there a purpose to going through the old museum again? I'm honestly not sure, but I'm going to do it anyway. Think of all the old layouts I get to use again. This item was not there before, so that's at least something to be gained from it. I was scavenging this entire place for items during my original run. I was checking every bothering, but now the items do fill it, and suddenly we can get the likes of Plasma Cut. And we can rematch the football bots in random encounters. Poor football bots, I forgot they even existed in the match against Perfect Cascade. I was talking about robots that you get to play football with throughout the game, and I'd talk about the clay models from China before I talk about the actual football bots. Just completely overshadowed by the football bots of a different name, the soccer guards, I think, something like that, from Inazuma 11 2. Like, that's another point. Yeah, it seems really futuristic having footballing robots in this museum, like that would be an exclusive thing to the future, but oh, it's not, because they had that even in 10 years before the present day of Chrono Stones. It was there in Mark Evans' childhood time. Someone talking about having a crush on Beta. Yep, you're not the only one, and no, that does not include me, it means my comments section. Just to clarify, that would be a very dodgy comment if I didn't elaborate on that. Fugue Wave there, that's a dribbling move that Gabby has. Wouldn't be unfitting on Ricardo de Rigo either, but we've already kind of got, what's it, Hey Presto. Not the best dribbling move in the game, but it's very fitting. But yeah, so when we visited the football museum for the first time, it was completely nighttime and unoccupied, so I really like seeing it with people here. That thing we stole, yeah, the ultimate notebook from Dave Evans. Well, seeing as we've got Dave Evans himself in our pocket, maybe we should return that notebook now. Maybe we should return King Arthur's sword to Goldie Lemons' fake uncle. Maybe we should return the equipment from the shop in Ryman, the Nobunaga helmet, as it was. No, it was Joan of Arc that had a helmet, but Nobunaga's artifact we'll go with. We specifically said to the shop owner we would give that back, but I mean, look through the inventory, it's definitely still there. I have to use the shoulder buttons. Yep. Oh, it was Nobunaga's sword along with the Helm of Courage. We should give that back to the bric-a-brac shop, baby. The dinosaur fossil. Remember to return it. It says in the description, and you cannot. That says a lot. King's Aura and Queen's Aura, that's very unspecific. But to be honest, I forgot they were actual items that you kept at all. Right, so back out the front door of Football Museum. I know there was a corridor that I didn't actually explore. There was probably a fantastic item in there, and actually I kind of do need to go back because we never found the other secret hatch, did we? And if there's a silver chest waiting, then it must be explored. Right then, at this intersection we will continue to go left, where we can't even see. Avoid the football bots, which do seem to be optional encounters. It's kind of weird that they don't just approach you and force a battle onto you like they would when we were invaders. We're still the same people that invaded the museum before and haven't returned the stolen property, which, come to think of it, I didn't even see in the key items list. Have we just lost that altogether? Well, maybe I was just being unobservant. That is one of my poorer qualities, as it were. So, meal pouch, cross pendant, and most importantly, the Cosmos bracelet. I was kind of expecting a little bit more than that. Skip travel then. Back to Ragnarok Stadium. That was a nice little exploration of the future. Like I say, we will not do the first match in this episode, but we will at least get up to the point of unlocking it.
The teleporter on the left can get us to the briefing room, right? I mean, left. Right, let's go.
Which of course is your invitation to pick every other available option just to explore it. Now the football bots are doing their actual purpose. I think you can walk onto the pitch over here just for the sake of exploring it, but there's not exactly much to see other than spoiling what the pitch looks like. Maybe there's photos or items or something, but I will use it purely as a ground to read the inner link. Oh no, Beta has logged on to inner link, that's it.
What's that saying about simple things and dumb people? Rude, I'm just looking to kill time. Is that so bad? How did you get access?
Oh dear, but are we going to get messages from Alpha though? Because I was really hiding it when I was voicing the lines in the previous episode though. Like, I had to remember what my Alpha voice sounded like because it'd been so long, but on the inside I was absolutely overjoyed because I love Alpha in this game. He's one of my favourite characters secretly, and he's not managed to make an appearance in how many chapters? About 9? I think he does lose his position as captain of Protocol Omega at the end of Chapter 2. We're now in Chapter 10. So yeah, he's not appeared in 8 chapters. That is quite a long time to be without my boy Alpha. What? Am I dreaming?
No, Arion, you're not. It looks exactly like our meeting room.
It appears Simeon faithfully recreated your club's meeting room from your own time.
This decor is so 200 years ago, but I suppose I can endure.
Time for the match. We'll meet you in the stadium.
So it just begs to be seen who the match is against. We will go and meet them.
Could you please not talk to me? You're like the dirt on my shoes.
Jeez, we have to play football with you. And yet we have no intention of teaming up with you. I hope that's clear. That's really unhelpful with the fate of the world on the line. Just listen to your chairman, Argot. There is nothing to discuss. Oh, Alpha, just give me a bit, please. I love talking to you. Anyway,
you two, Beta, I'm positively bored out of my skull here.
You've just escaped from prison, like, essentially, the Contra facility. Just appreciate having your freedom back and stuff. And this young spotter emoji is becoming quite useful. Anyway, UFOs, we're still talking about that. Oh yeah, RX Pro.
Photography is prohibited. Does not compute. Request denied.
Did you expect much more from a robot in a blog? Like, I'm quite familiar with robots these days, and I can tell you one thing for sure. They don't do much online blogging.
You really are something, Mr. Evans. Everyone seems to be drawn to you. Look at all these people.
Simeon announced the event online. There are people from all around the world here.
Thought you'd never make it, Rymanites.
Aha, it's actually you.
Xana, what are you doing here?
I knew you'd say that, but just so we get one thing straight, I was never on Eldorado's side. Get this, I'm the captain of New Gen's Team Zan. Pretty good name, right?
You're with the hyper-evolved children?
Afraid so. You'll be up against me in the first round, so at least try to entertain me, will you? Gahaha!
So that's why Xanark went out of control back in China. He's one of the hyper-evolved children. Xanark, why you? I swear you will pay. You will pay for what you did to us.
Gamma, compose yourself.
Gah, smart. Let's begin preparations for the match. I will be leading Eldorado's first team. Speak to me whenever you're ready.
See, Jude, he always fits in wonderfully when he's pretending to be part of the villainous side. You know, he was in Royal Academy. I think that worked better than Ryman. He was kind of supporting 5th Sector in Go 1, or so it seemed. That worked a lot better than him being the coach of Ryman for a little while. And now he joins Chrono Stones purely to be the coach of Eldorado. I much prefer a Jude that works for not so good, even though he is entirely working for good. He's working to save the world. In 5th Sector, he had no bad intentions whatsoever. He was trying to help Mark and just disguising his actions. But anyway, that will be it for this episode. Xanark will be the captain of Ragnarok's first team, Team Zan. Why is there no music here? I mean, I guess there was ambient cheering, but when we're checking the blog, the cheering goes away. Well, that's pretty sad. I need my music for the end slate, thank you very much. And, well, I guess you're just getting ambient cheering. See you then. Yep, just ambient cheering. The best end slate ever.